I found an amazing English-speaking job here in France, and it made me happy. And it gave me so much more than just money. Actually, it didn't give me a lot of money, but we're going to talk about that later. I swear, there are advantages. Thanks to this job, I visited magical places in France. I was really blessed with cool people, and it gave me those crazy moments. The most important thing is that it gave me the feeling that is really important, I think, for any foreigner abroad or any immigrant, any expat. The feeling that you belong somewhere now. The feeling that you are at the right place, right spot, right everything. That was crazy, and that's the job, and I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to tell you everything, including the salary and some advantages, disadvantages. Let's start. At the beginning of 2024, I was really fed up with my entrepreneurship, and I was like, okay, I need to change something. I'm going to find my first French contract. But there were two problems, big problem. The first one is my French. Not fluent, not cool. I was not confident. Maybe I'm still not confident. I repeat it in all my videos. Anyway, French, my preference was to find a job in English, of course. And also, I wanted this job to be international because I work only in international fields, context with people from different countries. So that was like just my personal desire. I started looking for jobs, and I found if you have looked for any jobs in France, English-speaking jobs, you saw it already. There are a lot of those nanny jobs, like babysitting in English. It was fine, just I didn't like that it's a part-time job, so they can only give you 12 hours per week max. I needed more hours, I needed more money, so it was not kind of logical for me that time. And I saw a lot of other options, a lot of other jobs, a lot of other fields I could possibly work in, and I'm going to talk about those somewhere in this video. I found a job, English-speaking camps for French children. Valerie doesn't think, Valerie applies, Valerie goes for it. I had no doubts because the job was fully in English. They didn't ask for French, and they provide not only salary, it's also accommodation, all meals, transportation, and in some camps, for example, in my last camp, we had a swimming pool, and we had amazing evenings in this swimming pool. Actually, there were even 2 swimming pools, and during my first contract, we were living in front of the lake, an amazing lake. Yeah, it's way more than a salary, but I'm still going to talk about the salary. Actually, thanks to this job, I experienced real France. I appreciate this experience a lot for just learning real France, learning it from different aspects. I traveled a lot thanks to this job. This is not the only way how I travel kind of for free in France. I need to make a video about that, about my ways. If you're interested in this video or like whatever about France, moving, French cities, subscribe right now. Don't miss the opportunity. Yeah, because it's coming. Anyway, let's go back to our thing. So I applied, right? I applied for this job because it was so good on paper and in real life as well. Was it hard to get the job? No, I signed the contract in a month. And the actual reason why they took me was that I had experience working, living in English-speaking countries before. Because it's not only a language camp, but it's also like a cultural camp. So you have to be familiar with those cultures. And because I worked in the United States and I studied in England, it helped me a lot. That was the main reason, not my diploma. And I spent a lot of money to translate and validate my diploma in France. And no one cares. No one cares. I would not recommend you to do this. Like, I don't know. Anyway, what did I need for this job? Talking about documents. So CV, motivation letter, criminal record here in France. But it's very easy. You apply online, you get it like in 5 minutes. I had to revaccinate as well. So I took an appointment with a doctor. She gave me a French paper saying that all good, I can work with kids. All vaccinated. What is really important is if you have, for example, your work authorization here in France, France, because if you're outside of the European Union, you cannot apply for this job, come and work. So you need to be from France, or you can be from any European Union country, it's okay. And also, this job, for example, suits students. And I didn't know that. I thought that students in France can work only for 20 hours per week. But my colleagues who were students, like doing their master's degree here in France, they told me, no, but it's possible to have a full-time job if before you didn't work. You're not working, and then boom, you go for like a couple of months of full-time job. And it's okay. I didn't know. I'm bringing this information to you. Maybe you are interested in it. And also, some of my colleagues, for example, my Canadian colleagues, were on work and travel visa. That's also an option. I signed my contract and I went to Lac de Sainte-Croix. Gorgeous place. People pay a lot of money to come there, to discover. It's a very touristic place. But I was just living over there and working over there. What did I do in general? We had French kids from different schools coming to our place, coming to the camp. And over there, we taught them English, we entertained them. So we had a lot of activities, blah, blah, blah. Let me be more clear. So in the morning, we had our English classes. You don't have to prepare that much because there are already a lot of materials from the company. But I still added a lot of stuff like games and music and so on for my classes. Then in the afternoon we had activities. Those are usually big games or sports like baseball or American football. Then in the evening there is an evening program. We could have a campfire and stuff like this, like some competitions and so on. In general, it's 32 hours of work per week. Friday 4 p.m. we're done. So we go for our weekend, and usually there are a lot of parties. We traveled a lot. We had a lot of fun, played games, board games all together, because there are like 8 counselors living together, of course. That's a lot of fun. And now let me break the salary. The salary is kabam. Yes, doesn't seem a lot, but let me tell you. As I said, accommodation, meals, all the meals, on weekend as well. Everything is provided. You actually save money. You can save money. You come back home and you see there are several Ks on your bank account. And that sounds great. I could even buy a laptop to continue with my YouTube, to be more serious about it, So please subscribe, please. We are going to get somewhere. And about the accommodation, so honestly, because I'm going to advantages and disadvantages. So the only disadvantage I felt was about accommodation. Sometimes it was great. Sometimes I had a room for myself. Toute seule. So you wake up, you're alone, that's your room, you have your own shower, whatever. Great success. But sometimes it was bad. We lived like 6 people together, no extra toilets in the building. It was only for a week, but that was my personal disadvantage because I am pretty old. I am 30 years old. I'm not that flexible with accommodation, for example. But I lived in a real castle. I worked in a castle. People paid for it. Like, people paid to be there to celebrate their weddings over there. And sometimes the accommodation was incredible. And sometimes I lived in a really beautiful old French villages. And the feeling was great. It was not like, oh, I'm bored. No, I was like, I'm free. There's nature. We had donkeys. We had horses. We had goats. It was actually very nice. And more advantages is, of course, about people, my colleagues. Yeah, it's about moments. It's about connections. It's about the fact that I worked not only with people from different countries, like from Greece, Italy, Hungary. I don't know if I already listed it. But it's also that I met real French people. I met more French people. So I discovered French culture more with kids, with my colleagues. And it's amazing. So now I understand, like, I feel more integrated. I feel happier. I feel connections. I feel better. That's definitely not about money. No. It brought me somewhere I was before, but I forgot the feeling because I was an immigrant and like I couldn't find my international squad. I found it finally. Oh my god, that's so bad. Let me do this one. But I still check some English speaking jobs sometimes. I have a list, as I told you. For example, what was I interested in? Maybe to work in a hotel, to be a receptionist. Yeah, but I still feel not confident enough about my French, even though it's B2 speaking, B1, B2 speaking, like, doesn't matter. I was thinking about ski resorts because I live in the Alps and it's like really easy to go to any ski resort, so maybe to work in service. Also, I saw some jobs in like English speaking clubs, also Montessori schools. I don't remember all of my variants, but I have a document on my laptop. I'm going to check the document and I'm going to upload it somewhere, and you will be able to download it if you are interested, if you need some ideas. The link will be somewhere like pinned, comment, or description, whatever. I'm asking you, please guys, if you have any experience working in France or actually any other European country, if you could just like share your experience, your honest thoughts about it, if it suited you, if it didn't, if you're looking for a job abroad. So what are you thinking about? What are the options? Just like leave a comment, then we all can have more thoughts and just have this small nice exchange, I guess. So that's it about my job. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great summer. I hope we're not going to burn in hell.